Hello, it's Alara here from Alara Viral Coaching, and for those of you that don't know me, I work with tech founders to overcome the paralysis that techie language causes and instead help them create an emotional connection with their audience. And today I'm going to be talking to you about how to create a killer pitch deck and sales deck. And the reason why I have put those under the same title is because what I'm going to be talking to you about in this video is so foundational that you will be able to take what you learn in this video and directly apply it to your pitch deck and your sales deck. I'm super excited about making this video because it is stuff that I work on one-on-one with my clients, so you're getting the gold here. So let's get straight into it. In order to create a killer pitch deck and sales deck, you need 3 things. If you don't have these 3 things, it's gonna flop, I promise you. So number 1, you need to make them feel something. You need to make them feel an emotion. Because without feeling an emotion, they don't remember it, they don't feel connected to it. If you just give them information, they get bored, they get confused, they don't want to be a part of something that's just telling them stuff, right? Stuff that makes us feel something is what we want to be engaged in. So it needs to make them feel something. Number 2, it needs to be incredibly clear. If your message is confusing at all, they have no reason to try to decode and spend more mental energy trying to decode your message. It needs to be incredibly clear. And number 3, you need to show them that you are part of something bigger than just this one particular aspect of their business or whatever you do. You need to create a picture for them to get excited about, a future for them to be excited about and want to be a part of. So this is really about showing that, yeah, we help with this particular bit, but this is a bigger picture. This is a bigger world that we're wanting to create. This is a bigger world that you'll be a part of when you interact with us. So if you have those 3 elements in your sales and pitch deck, you are going to be nailing it. Now I'm going to go into the structure that you want your pitch deck and sales deck to have in order to have that effect, right? So first of all, I'm going to show you the purpose of each slide, okay? So if you only had 5 slides in your pitch and sales deck, which there's probably going to be more, but you could do it in 5 slides, okay? And I'm going to tell you the purpose of those 5 slides, and then I'm going to tell you exactly how you can create your pitch and sales deck, okay? So here are the 5 purposes of your slides. The purpose of slide number 1 is to show that something is changing. Something is changing rapidly in the world. There's a big problem happening in the world. The way that we do things around XYZ is changing. You need to snap their attention with things aren't the same. They're not the same as they used to be anymore. For example, I just saw one recently saying the future of supply chain is changing. Okay, so slide number 2, then you start to show that there's going to be winners and losers and really quantify what happens to the winners and what happens to the losers. Really draw that distinction. Number 3, you want to create a really clear picture of what the future for the losers. Start to tease that future. Start to really quantify what does the future for the winners who keep up to date with this who kind of stay on top of this problem will create. This is where you start making them feel something, when you start making them feel excited, right? Number 3, you start to position the features of your product as the magic gift falling from the heavens that will help them create this future. Okay, so start to talk about what your product does, how it works, the features and benefits of it, and why you're different, okay? And number 5, you need to provide evidence that you are able to take them there. Yeah, great. In theory, all these features are going to take us there, but you need to provide evidence that you are able to take them there. Okay, so they're the 5 purposes of the 5 slides. Of course, you can do this, you can do each section in more than 1 slide, but they are the purpose for it. Now, how exactly do you take them through that emotional journey for you? Okay, so in this part of the video, I'm really gonna help you customize this. So bring your pen and papers and notebooks because I'm gonna ask you to pause this video in some parts of it. So The first thing that you need to get clear on to make sure that this works for your company is get clear on what is the belief that I want them to believe as a result of this pitch deck or sales deck. And this belief should be such a belief, such a strong belief that it knocks over any other objections that they have. And such a belief does exist. It's called the big domino. And it comes from, if you knock over the big domino, all the other little dominoes fall over, okay? So your big domino is a belief that if they believe this, all of the objections fall over and they have to give you money. So this is a structure for your big domino statement. The technology that we utilize is the key to what you want the most and is only attainable through what makes us different, the specific thing that makes us different. So pause this video now and fill in that statement for you. The technology that we utilize is the key to what you want the most and is only attainable through the thing that makes us different. And really get clear on what is it that makes you different. So I'm going to give you an example of one that we came up with a client that I worked with yesterday. So his one was, cybersecurity is the key to having a thriving business and is only attainable through informing and empowering the client to understand the cybersecurity processes. So I'm not going to go into the details of why that is the case for him, but the thing that makes his company different is because he knows how he informs his clients. Their clients aren't making ridiculous requests. The clients are actually very informed and understanding of every step of the journey. Okay, that is what makes him different. So pause this video, write down what is your big domino statement, and then come back to watch how we're actually going to portray that and explain that in your sales and pitch deck. Right, pause. Okay, I'll come back. So in this part of the video, I'm going to talk to you about how do you actually take people through a journey, a psychological and emotional journey that gets them to come to that conclusion that that statement is true. It is called your epiphany story. And it is your personal story that we're going to tell, but we're going to use only specific parts of it. There's two parts to this story. Part number one is how you came to believe that the technology that you utilize is the bomb. What was the trigger that made you believe that the technology that you utilize is absolutely amazing? So in my client's case, for example, how did he come to believe that cybersecurity was amazing? He has always been so this is part of his epiphany story. He's always been a problem solver, solving complex problems at scale. Ended up working in a cybersecurity company by chance. He ended up working with this one company that had no idea of how much waste they were doing, how much money they were wasting, and how much fraud they were risking. They had an 85% chance of having a $1 million fraud throughout the existence of their company, and they were wasting about $150,000 a year on manual labor costs that they didn't need. Okay, so part one, what was the trigger that made you realize that the technology that you utilize is the bomb? Part number two is, what did that technology that you utilize miss that led you to create, that led you to do the particular thing that you do differently? So part number two, what did that technology, does the technology that you utilize not have on its own that means that you need to do the thing that you do differently? Okay, so in the case of my client, cybersecurity was super important, but because clients were just not informed, they were making ridiculous requests, which means that they were cutting down on quality and the work wasn't as effective, right? So he decided to start his own company and work with clients and fully inform them of the whole process. So in your part number two, guide them through what was the problem that you came across? What was the clash that you came across that just did the technology that you utilized just didn't have on its own? And what did you do to solve that problem? Which highlights what makes you different. If you can take them through that journey in your sales and pitch deck, it creates a sense of urgency and importance around the product that you solve, but also a sense of relatability because it's presented in story format. But it also creates a sense of expertise around what you're doing. So it actually ticks all of those boxes that I was saying, the 5 purposes that we were talking about at the start, if you can take people through a journey through that 2-part story. I am super interested to look at your pitch decks, sales decks, and provide you with feedback. In the comments below, write down what is your big domino statement. Let's have a discussion. Have an amazing day.